I discussed a small problem in my previous video. Now I am going to discuss the standard problem, how you will draw the network for this standard problem. The problem is like this. Problem A less than D E. All these are activities. There are 7 activities, I think. A, B, C, D, E, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 activities are there, and the relationships given are this. A less than D, E, I will explain it. B, D less than F, B, D less than F, C less than G, B, G, B, G less than H, F, G, F, G, F, comma G less than I. This is the problem. You have to draw the network for analysis of PERT CPM. Here I am going to discuss only how to draw the network. How will proceed? First, you just check the relationship with all the activities. First, I am writing the activities are A to I. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, and I. All these are the activities. Previous activities or predecessor relationship. Previous activities. Then it will be easy to draw the network. For A, what are the previous activities? Is there any previous activities for A? No. No previous activities. Previous activities means you have to complete these activities, only then you can start these activities. But for A, there is no previous activities. Now check for B. Is there any previous activities? B, left side. That means there is also no previous activities. And C, also there is no previous activities. For D, which activities you have to complete to start D? For D, you have to complete A, only then you can start A. That means A is the previous activity for D. This is different. If any D, no other D. Then E, again E, A has to be completed to start E, because A less than DE, it indicates that before starting E, you have to complete this activity. This is earlier activity. So for E, the previous activity is there. Okay. B I already have noted. D, I have already noted D. Is there any D? No. Then F. For F, the previous activities you have to complete it. B and D. B and D. These activities are to be completed to start F. C less than G, F, G. That means you have to complete C. C has to be completed to start G. That means this is C. H, B and J, B and G, B and G are to be completed before starting H. And for I, F and G activities are to be completed, only then you can start I. Nowhere I is there, H is nowhere. That's why this is the predecessor relationship or the previous activities before starting these activities A, B, C, D. So what you will do, I will draw. One thing again, you can check if there is not any predecessor activities, that is you have to complete that activities, then you can say that is the terminal activity. Which are the terminal activity you can say? You can check. Say I. No previous. I is not the previous activity. That means I is the terminal activity. H. No here H is used. It has to be completed and then to start any other activities. No. That is, this is the last activity. You can say terminal activity H also. No here H is used to complete it to start any other activity. Just I am taking the idea which will be the terminal activities. And I, H, G. Where is it? G is the G is available here. That means some where it is used as previous activities, that it will not come. C. C is the starting activities. It will not come. F. F is here. That is, it is to be completed only, then you start. That's why it is not the terminal activities. E is the terminal activities. You see, in the no here any relationship that E has to be completed, then any other activity. That's why it is a terminal activity. You can say E is also terminal activity. So just I have taken some idea how I will proceed to start. I have already mentioned in my previous video, previous exercise, that it is better first you try to draw by pencil with eraser so that you can change it as per requirement, and many cutting and changing is possible, are possible, and the next step you will finalize it. So all these are the starting activities. That's why 1 2 3, this is A, this is B, and this is C. This is the starting. No preceding activities are available here. That's why at the beginning point I have drawn it. Next, D is to be drawn after completion of A. That means this is D, this is D. D comes after completion of A. After completion of A, D is there. E after completion of A. Again, after completion of A, the activity E, so this is the activity E, is to be drawn to complete activity. Now, after completing B and D, start activity F. Where is B and D? This is B and D. That's why after completing B and D, it is better you write here B and D. That's why I mentioned better you take pencil and rubber. B and D, then start F. This is F. Now after completing C, you start G. It is after this, it is G. After completing C, start for G. G activity. Now B, G, after completing B and G, start H. Where is B and G? This is B and this is G. After completing B and G, start H. You cannot merge this here. If you draw it here, then what will happen? BG, but D will also be included. But here the condition is only B and G is the previous activities. That's why B and G, what we will do, this is B and this is G. Here a dummy will be used, B and G, to show the perfect relationship. Say this is dummy 1. And then draw BGH. Draw BG. It will be B, this is B, the precedence activity, and G, and this is H activity. H has to be drawn after completing B and G. B and G are the preceding activities. It is mentioned. That's why dummy is used to show the relationship. Finally, F and G are to be completed to start I. F and G. Where is F? This is F. F and G. G means this. F and G are to be completed. Again, a dummy is to be used here to show the preceding relationship. G and F both are to be used before starting which one? This is I. Now all the activities we have taken, but the final activities cannot be left out. It should be marched to a point. Which are the terminal activities? I have already mentioned here also for easy understanding, but here from the picture also it is shown HIE. The HIE. That means you merge all these, to a single point and erase. This is H, and as this is the terminal activities, you merge to a point and erase it, and it will help you to finalize it. You erase this. I think this has completed. This is dummy 2. You can check again. A, B, C, A, B, C are the starting activities. Now D can start only after completion of A. After completion of A, D has been started. D has been started after completion of A. Then E can be started after completion of A. E can be started after completion of A. It is also done. B and D are to be completed before starting F. B and D are to be completed before starting F. These are the preceding relationship. Done. Now C is to be completed before starting G. Where is C? C is to be completed before starting G. B, G are to be completed to start H. B and G. Where is B? B. B and G. These are the preceding activities before starting H. Okay. Here is B and G. That's why one dummy is required to get the actual preceding relationship. We cannot merge it here. This is just for discussion here. So if you merge it here, then what would be happen? And then H, then not only B and G, D will also be included. To avoid that, one dummy is required. This dummy is for establishing the relationship B and G, and after that H has been drawn BG. And finally FG. Where is the F? F, and where is G? This is G. Again, to get the exact relationship, another dummy is to be required. Here, dummy 2, G for this, and F for drawing I. In this way, you will get the relationship. Now, you can put the number also if you like. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6, and 7. So this is done by pencil. Now I am going to finalize it to get it more clear. This is starting. Now it will be easy to draw because I have already drawn it. Rough way, B. This is A, this is B, and this is C. This is C, A, B, C, and this is D. This is D, C, and this is just I am drawing this rough one, and this is dummy 1, dummy 1. Now here is F, here is F. Again, to maintain the relationship, one another dummy is required. This is dummy 2, dummy 2, and then I will be drawn, and for B and G predecessor H is there. This is H, and this is your E activity. No other activities are here. This is the final network of the given problem. And 1, 2, 3 to show the relationship, 5, 6, and 7. In this way, you can draw any network from the given activities with the help of preceding relationship. Again, I am repeating, this is the given problem. It will be better first you do some intermediate workings. It will be helpful for you. Though it is not mandatory, you can start directly, but my suggestion, it is better to have the clear picture of preceding activities relationship. First, note down the activities. What are the activities? A to I, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. Now check from the given relationship the previous activities. left side here is A, and it is anything, any activity here that is to be mentioned at the appropriate place. So, but for A is the beginning activity. It is mentioned the previous activities has been given as A. That's why I have noted A as the starting activities. Similarly for B also, B see the left hand side. No after the condition. If B is here, that means it indicates B is to be completed, then only you can start this, but it is not like that. That's why I've taken B also starting activities. C also you can check is the starting activities. Now for D, this is D. It indicates A must have to be completed to start D. D, A must have to be completed. A less than means it is to be completed, then only you can start D. Any other D? D, it is after completed, no, there is no any other. For F, before starting F, you have to complete B and D. You have to complete B and D. For starting F, I have taken it earlier, you have to complete B and D. For E, check E, you have to complete A. That's why for nowhere is mentioned. That's why A. And C and G, C less than G means G can be started only after completion of C. G can be started only after completion of C. And H can be started only after completion of BG. And I can be started only after completion of FG. After doing this step, that is the relationship of previous activities with the activities, you can start drawing the activities. Yeah. My suggestion, you better first try with pencil and rubber, so that you may have to change the sequence as per requirement. Once the rough sketch has been completed, and only then you jump to the final step, final sketch or final drawing of network. So I have already discussed, in this way you can draw any network for the analysis with the help of PERT and CPM, which I have already discussed in my previous video. Thank you. If you have any doubt, you please mention in the comment box. I will definitely reply it at the earliest possible. Thank you. Thank you.